justice. It's waiting for you inside.
I'm so ready for this.
I'm a man of action. I've got no use for lies. So when I tell you that you're being manipulated, you know I'm telling the truth. You think the Council of Governors cares about anything but themselves? They're greedy, corrupt. You're a tool in the hands of the unworthy, just like I once was. I was loyal. I followed orders, and I led good men and women to their deaths. I'll carry the stain of that dishonor to my grave.
Contact! Contact!
Well, they don't need it now.
What the? I know how this ends.
First Cavalry was the greatest fighting force the Freestar Collective has ever seen. At the Battle of Mira, the First Cavalry was destroyed. Why? Because the generals got scared and asked for a truce. I've got no sympathy for cowards. Or cowards. I've also got no sympathy for those who do their bidding. And this means you.
thinking a lot about... Got me pretty nostalgic. I found some of Irvin's last messages to me and thought... No, I apparently read at least a few of these. It was surreal. So most of the messages were everyday things. But one thing stood out. In one of his messages, he mentioned this job that he said something terrible was happening there. Okay. Right. Me as well, right? Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat. I've been thinking of... Got me pretty I found some... It was surreal. So most... But one thing... In one of his he said something... True, but this was different. Well, Vasco helped me decipher it. Turns out the message was from Irvin. The message was short, but his voice was pained. He said they were going to destroy his life if he... Then he asked me to help clear his name. No, he... Yes. So in this message, Irvin said he was being framed. He said they'll do it again. His former employers had some job he took before he died. Not exactly sure, but... I understand that. But I still want to know what happened. Now, I happen to have a trustworthy contact. I'd need to pay in advance in case there are any access fees or bribes. That works. I'll tell. You know, hearing Irvin's voice again made me want to help him. No. I just don't want whoever hurt him to get away with it. Huh. Hopefully poking around in old records doesn't... Well, anyway.
Did I just... Ah!
about justice for my soldiers. Minutes awaited. Minutes from winning the battle and the war. When the ceasefire...
Love this part.
I can't believe it. You just took on some of the best mercenaries in the Freestar Collective. Not the way it should have. Of course, I can't expect you to understand what we sacrificed. You don't know what it's like to look around and see the faces of warriors who trusted you to lead them as they die screaming. I watched brave men and women torn limb from limb. I saw mech pilots cooked alive. Those deaths didn't have to be meaningless.
Look, that's tragic.
Because I can't let the deaths of my people go unanswered. You really want to know? Last chance, Deputy. But if you still want the truth... Not long after I started the first, I refused to work for a shadow client. Imagine my surprise when Ron Hope showed up. He offered me a lucrative contract.
Ron Hope. I don't know if I believe this guy.
To keep the Rangers off the Sen, we needed another ship to meet his timetable. It also let him play the victim. Sure I did. If I could avenge my men, that... Don't bother.
I guess it was too much to hope for that he'd come quietly.
I'm gonna make this easy for you, Deputy. I'm gonna die the way I lived. But first, here, take this. When the next war comes, now my unit's waiting for me. Goodbye, Deputy.
Hey, you might want this. Take this. Enjoy. Of course, I was... Anyway, it's not a problem. If I see anything on our next expedition...
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Keep an eye on your valuables. You can't protect...
You want the factory floor?
We'd be dust except for the factory.
Very generous, Mr. Hope.
It's well earned, Bert.
I appreciate it.
Enjoy your visit to Hope Tech.
Something more you need, Deputy? Good to see you, Buddy. Well, I've just received a report from the Marshal. He said you had a promising lead on the murder. I trust. Did you now? Well. Oh, the same Paxton Hull who... Well, I've never met the man. Seems I put my trust in the wrong man. I suppose that changes things. I'm impressed, Deputy.
What's going on?
Nothing that concerns you, Birgit.
I think I'd like to hear what the deputy has to say.
Just hear me out. The truth is, we've been falling behind the competition. A few years ago, I began to diversify. We developed an experimental fertilizer. I was prepared to write the whole thing off when we made a discovery that changed everything. Turns out, our fertilizer was transforming the soil. Mining is expensive. My mineral-enriching fertilizer, so the farmers provide free manual labor.
So, You decided to ruin the lives of some innocent farmers and steal their work? Oh, I hope you get a better slogan before you run for office again.
Says the former criminal. I don't think you have the right to judge anyone, Barrett. Look around you. I provide the jobs that put food on their tables. The fact is, the business hasn't been doing well lately. These people work hard for me. I cannot. I never intended for anyone to be hurt, unfortunately.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How could you do something so awful?
Not another word out of you, Birgit. I can take your job. And more. We'll discuss this later. In any case, I give you my word that... Like I said, I give you... Besides, with that resolved, as a member of the Council of Governors, and of course, will... Well, let's not be too hasty, Deputy. I'll do what's necessary. If you tell anyone about this, do you really want to put all these people out of work? Well, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. The past can't be changed, but the future is very much in your hands, Deputy. You put me away, and this company will fall apart. I'll make myself very plain. I won't let you jeopardize my reputation. If that means you suffer an unfortunate incident, I'm important. You're nothing.
You're not actually threatening to attack a Freestar Ranger, are you?
Well, I can see where this is headed.
You just threatened a member of the Council of Governors. On my authority. Guards!
You need something? Fair game.
Tried to have you killed. I don't understand, Mr. But everything he said about the farmers, it was so awful. He never seemed that complicated to me. He always looked out for us, for his... No, of course not. He had a genuinely good side, and now he's... You killed him. Nobody should ever want that. Especially when it means killing someone who meant so much to so many people. What happens to us now? That would be Ilana. She seems pretty capable. I guess we'll have to figure things out.
Hey, you got this. Just need to be patient. hostility of the wildlife here is legendary. One wonders if it's so hostile because of chance, or because it had to be to exist in the environment itself.
Watch it. Ship's coming in. Going.
Oh, right, the rock. Sam told me there's a good...
Good to see you.
You're back. Good to see you back safe. What's the word on the mech factory? Well, don't get too used to killing. Did you find out why the first was taking over farms? What? Ron Hope?
Are you really that surprised? Hope's always had a reputation as a man who'd do anything
He's on the damn council, Emma.
so he can make laws favorable to his business interests. Sure, he's known to look after his people, but do you really think he gives a damn about some farmers on Montara Luna?
Did Hope explain his motives at all? That has a familiar ring to it.
I recall hearing about some Hope Tech initiative to help. At the time, I just figured it was a PR stunt.
Please, tell me you've got some evidence to... All right, let's... Yeah, this is pretty damning. And you confronted Hope about this? Damn. This is going to send shockwave if the people can't trust their leaders.
Have a little faith, Daniel.
Easy for you to say. You ain't the marshal.
Not yet, but
While we've got you here, Emma, would you please?
with pleasure, Marshal. When you first joined us, I told you that you'd undergo an evaluation process. There's one thing left to do. Do you feel ready to wear the badge of a full-fledged Freestar Ranger? Good. Marshal, I approve the deputy for advancement to the rank of Ranger.
Thank you, Ranger Wilcox. In your time serving as a deputy, by the authority granted to me by the... Here's your badge.
Hey, all right.
I know you will, Ranger. Let's hear it for our new Ranger.
Well done, new deputy. Take care of yourself.
Ranger!
Congratulations. The promotion's well earned.
What can I get you, Emma?
Oh, nothing for now. Came to talk, actually. Well, to apologize, more like.
Oh, can't imagine what for.
Well, I know Annie's been trying to rope you into her spy schemes. I... hope it's not too much of a bother.
Freestar Ranger's resident terminal
Get
jockey.
An angel.
That's me.
I wonder how deep the oceans are here. They seem impossibly deep.
Welcome back. Can I interest you?
Hey there. Got an update for me? Good work. As for your performance, believe me, I tried to stick up for you, but... Now, on to the next. Oh, but before I forget, the results of your Astral Lounge escapades are in. I'm happy to say that the deal was officially called off. Masako was very pleased with the outcome. Apparently, you said all the right things when it came to Arthur. My sources tell me it was a train wreck. Once her numbers didn't match up, it didn't take long for her to break composure, and that's when she lost Zola. So you could say that presentation went perfectly, as you earned it. In order to stay on top of the market, the next assignment requires a more brute force approach. Good. Your target is a prototype schematic for a new engine that Trident Luxury Lines is working on. According to the rumors, it's projected. The current schematic was sent to their star yard to begin prototyping. You'll find the Trident Luxury Line star yard. Remember, same rules apply.